Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel here today. Today we're here to watch episode 1 of season 2 of the Apothecary Diaries, and we're very excited to be back with this series. You may be able to tell that I've got a little bit of a spring in my step because I get to watch a continuation of my favorite show of, I don't know if you classify it as a 2023 thing or 2024 thing. I keep that first season of the Apothecary Diaries in pretty high regard. So it's more of it. I'm very excited. I've been holding back, and now I just get to go and I think they're up to episode 18 now. I just get to go through at my own pace. How cool is that? Either way, I should explain. I had a poll. Here are the poll results. I think this poll was in a really good place because it was very close, and honestly, I want to watch all those shows. I think they all sound great. So again, I was in a win-win position there, I think. Not that I ever put anything I don't want to watch on polls, but this one particularly, I'm like, those shows sound good. I'm excited. However, some of this excitement comes with some trepidation. One, I've heard that potentially this last core of Apothecary Diaries may be a little bit too close together, if that makes any sense, for the production to pan out the way it should. We'll say this thing's making a gajillion dollars in Japan. Hopefully they can make it work. I've seen a lot of horror shows about people trying to force things out too quickly. And I think, again, essentially 50 episodes of anime in what will end up being like 2 years. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff for sure. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I haven't heard any rumblings about season or core 1 of this season being bad. If anything, it's just gone on its merry way. Again, I'm a naturally conservative kind of person when it comes to these things. I don't like to get too excited, but I guess here today I'm letting myself loose a little bit. The other point of trepidation, and I guess I'll just get it up here and now, this is season 1 of Apothecary Diaries. I kind of forget a lot of things. I'm going to be real with you, and I think a lot of this session is just going to be kind of reminded of various things. Why is there a eunuch theme on ANN? What the fuck? Anyway, sidetracked. But I think going through here and looking at this character list from season 1 and just trying to identify who these people are and what they're potentially doing in the future would be a good idea. I have some general memories around we're setting something up with Lao Lan and her father. I feel like that's a pretty concrete plot thread that needs solving. Lacan, I'm not going to say fully solved, but mostly solved. And then, of course, Sure, who I think was revealed to be the Moriarty to Maomao's homes. So, and something medicine that can bring people back from the dead. Something. Again, it's been a while. On this side of the equation, on the staff, I've had a quick look through here, and we'll see a lot of them just worked on season 1. I think the most concrete change here would be here for Norihiro Naganuma, of course, if I could speak, who directed the first season and was a pretty chiefly involved there, has now moved into a chief director role. Still involved, but probably, I'm guessing, a lot more big picture than moment to moment, with Akanori Fudisaka moving in here to fully direct season 2 with some episode direction credits and assistant director work on the first season. So other than that, we go through here. Who is you? You're a script person, worked on season 1. That's great. I think you're also a script person, worked on season 1. That's great. I think you're also a script person, worked on season 1. That's great. This was something? Opening direction. This was one of the people that hadn't worked on season 1. And the reason I brought it up is, I really like that ED. So I saw that and I'm like, focus in there. I think that's a cool one. Specifically directing the opening here. That potentially I'll watch today. We'll see if it plays in the first episode. That's the other thing. Because I'm a fan of Apothecary Diaries, YouTube knows I'm a fan of Apothecary Diaries. So they've been like, hey, here's all the Apothecary. And I'm like, stop, don't tell me anything. I don't want to know. So I've been like dodging spoilers that way, I guess, as well. And I think I've done a pretty good job. I know... I don't think I know anything else beyond stuff that was obvious. I've seen Jinchi and Maomao in a frame together. So, like, they weren't even doing nothing. But, again, I think that's ultimately endgame anyway. And, I forgot that Kevin Penkin did the soundtrack. I don't know. I think I knew that deep down somewhere, but... yeah, he definitely did music for season 1. If there's any other particularly kind of credits there that are crazy. So if we go to season 2 over here, like if there's anybody here that differs greatly from season 1, then please let me know. I do notice China again, or China. I don't think it's China, it's China. Opening 2. So look forward to that. Directing that opening there, it's probably a banger, let's be honest. But yes, the first thing I was going to do back here, let's talk about these characters. Okay, so one, Maomao. Maomao's the main character. We know that, that's great. Aoyuki, based, we know that, awesome. Jinshi, probably you would say the other main character. Potential love interest, certainly been implied. I know Jinshi's interested. It's just about Maomao and her complicated feelings on love, I guess, among other things. And let's go here, Pyrin. Pyrin is one of the kind of big sister courtesans that Maomao had at Verdigris' house. So associated there, which is cool. She has Tiggold Biddies and is associated with Lihaku, I think, from memory. Because Lihaku's the buff guy who's also quite based. Gyokyo, oh my god, I'm gonna forget the name of her house, but she's like associated with Maomao. Like Maomao works for Gyokyo and Jinshi in the rear palace. And she has a kid, and the kid's quite cute. And the kid has also been aging at a rapid rate from memory. I believe Lishu is Hinakino, I didn't know that. That's the young princess, what do you call them? The big players of the rear house. They had a name, I'm forgetting it. I'll of course be reminded. She has allergies, which is something, and she has a bit of a crush on Jinshi, like most people, so fair enough. There was that whole mess with her kind of main taste tester person. There was some bitchy BS, I remember. Now, Joker, I don't remember. The Joker? Maybe. We'll park that. I might come back to names I don't know. Luomen, that's Maomao's father, of course. Surei, revealed to be the mastermind behind everything. She came back from the dead, kinda. It was really cool. It was really cool stuff towards the end of season 1. She's great. She's also perpetually pissed off, which is fair enough. Yeah, she's going to be big picture stuff later on, I think. She's still in the show for a reason. Gao Shun, that's our boy, Jinshi's little servant. I don't know what you'd call him. Again, because Jinshi's important. Again, we'll get into it. But yeah, Gao Shun has a son called Basen? Something like that? And yeah, I thought Basen was a rat for the longest time, but no, he's fine. Gao Shun's great. Gao Shun's some good comedy. I feel like Gao Shun and Maomao have a good sense of camaraderie around Jinshi and his persuasions as well, which is nice. Lihaku's a Giga Chad. We know this. Cool. Verdigris Madame? I believe this is the old lady, I think, who runs Verdigris' house. I'm going to say that's likely. Meimei. Meimei is pretty tragic as kind of another one of the Verdigris house big sisters that Maomao has. Meimei's looking for love, for a husband, for something concrete in this world that isn't. And yeah, there's a scene with her in the bath that I think is quite good from the end of season 1 as well, or towards the end. Now, I believe Hongyang, Ailan, and Yinghua? I always struggle with the names too. They're all associated with Gyokyo. They're like her girls. Xiaolan is Maomao's little friend who's no drama. She just like shows up whenever and has a little chat. She also sneaky good at revealing information, which is nice. Now, I never knew the quack doctor's name, but apparently it's Guen. Not that I'm going to commit it to memory. He's very funny too. Who is Guinyan? Who is that? Oh, she's another one of the little fucking Gyokyo people. Sure. Lacan, we know about Lacan. He has an eye patch, I think, from memory, which is very funny. Who else we got here? Lady Lifa. And that one's with an F. I know that. Lady Lifa is what they end up saying in at least the Japanese here. But again, I know that kind of the H stuff and F stuff is kind of associated there in Japanese as well. Yeah, she's doing her thing too. Obviously is aware of Maomao and her talents, will be a play in the future, you would think, as well. Nursed back to good health after her poor health in the start of Season 1. And Arduo's out of the show, I think. She kind of got kicked off for Laulan. And just full disclosure, I read this as kind of my main reminder. This is the last episode of Season 1. And if we go down here, this one's called Jinchi and Maomao. This one here is called Maomao and Maomao. So I think that's kind of interesting too. This last line here, a few days later, Jinchi comes to the Jade Pavilion. I remember the name of the place at least, with another case for Maomao. So that's great. Our little cat friend. We did like a Maomao dance, and then Jinchi and Maomao fucking said some shit in the moonlight. I remember that. That was kind of our jumping off point. But again, this goes to you guys as well. If I'm forgetting crucial stuff from Season 1, please use the YouTube comments to remind me, because I need all the help I can get with this kind of stuff. I kind of, not struggled, but kind of with Season 1 at points and remembering the right stuff. And I don't know how good ratings are on TV, but this thing had 2.4% ratings. I feel like that's pretty good, and I feel like if you're noting that, that must be pretty good. Anyway, I'm digressing, and I'm moving over here, and I'm going to give the patrons a shout out, and then we're going to set ourselves up for the episode proper. So yes, I have a Patreon. It is linked in the description below. If you would like to watch these episodes 1 week early, the Patreon is there and available. $6 a month is all you need there, and yeah, I'm very thankful to the people that do so. Much like Mickey Babbers, AJ, Bananarama Hamadama-sama, Bisa, Bobbin, Capella, Chobo Ribby, Copley, Sinarin, Dapper Dwarf, Darky26, Domobot, Ed, Fancy Question Mark, Fleur Nightingale, Fruit, Fusel, Gloriana Tenebrae, Glyke, Gus N, Hans Peter, Ika, Yanko Yavanen, Jacob R, Jummy Boo, Joran, Kasogtha, Kelvin, Clem, Nosta, Cot Begemot, Lick H, Lou, Marco-san, Mistake L Chen, Molly Weinberger, Mr. Maniacs, Parnik, Pencil Sharp 333, Ragashingo, Ron Led B&K, St. Lily, Sal, Sam1373, Skeleton, Tentacult Member, Waifu Overdose, Without a Net, Yuki Ali, Zach, Shinshio Yoshi, Akumancer, Binshi, Voodoo Chili, Aidan O'Brien, and Nico Lane. Thank you to everybody for giving me money. I enjoy the money. And yeah, I've kind of... Some events will occur. I'm imagining that, again, there was a 1 core break between these 2 seasons, or 2 cores. Something like that. It came back around very quickly is my point. They're probably going to remind the audience of certain things that have occurred. I'm imagining they're going to at least ease me back in a little bit, I think. Oh yes, and the copy I got. I had been using Subs Please. I'm now using, I think it's like Toon Hub or some bullshit. Apparently it's the official version. I think at some point this thing became a Netflix thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it was always a Netflix thing. But I'm imagining it's going to have Netflix subs as opposed to Crunchyroll subs. But we'll see. I don't know. Or maybe it's on both. I honestly don't know. But yeah, just be aware that whatever subs I use, they will be official in some capacity. And if that's a problem, please let me know. And I'm very happy to change things. But yes, without any further ado, let's jump into episode 1 of Season 2 of the Apothecary Diaries. Like the video, subscribe, Discord. Let's do this thing. Rightio, I have episode 1 of Season 2 of the Apothecary Diaries up there ready to go. 24 minutes and 2 seconds, so sync up accordingly with your own copy. Again, it's like the official stuff. My thing's called Toon Hub or something. If I do this, hang on, this will help you. If I do this and then go here and subtitles, it says like English. But I also have all the official stuff, probably from whatever streaming service we pulled this from, obviously with the Japanese audio as well. I'm a sub guy through and through. And yeah, there's a picture-in-picture version in the description below. Regardless, let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Radio, 3, 2, 1, go. Straight into the opening, which sounds like a Yoasobi, maybe? Is she a mage? What the hell? The moon. Ooh. Who the hell? Hey, yo. Yeah, almost like an Escher painting. Get that guy a towel. What the hell? Really intriguing opening from a musical point of view. Felt like it's very early into the chorus and then it just kind of went. Sweets! Yeah, this is Netflix as hell. This looks nice. Cherry blossoms. We're just out and about. Not in the rear palace, it looks like. Oh, maybe not. No, this is, Maomao. Oh, yes, we must remember, yes, the whole Maomao mother situation. I think that's what we're implying here. I love that none of it's translated. That's great. I know it says Maomao and Maomao, though. An order from Maomao. Okay. Yeah, bet. Hello. Lady Lifa. Mm-hmm. We're very quick through here. We're just kind of introducing everybody again, it feels like. Jinchi-sama. Oh yeah, we must remember, yes, Maomao is Jinchi's servant now instead of the Gyokyo stuff. True. Very official. Lord Shisho. And yes, Laolan. Yeah. Yeah. You looking for someone? He's so obvious. And yeah, you know it too. That's funny. Most certainly has. I thought she was... Oh, she kind of is sweating. What are you, some kind of apothecary or something? Mm-hmm. Preparing the blue roses? Remember that? I'm just here to see you. Yeah, you gotta fucking keep him in check, Gaoshun. Seriously. Whoa. Can you guys speak up? That was a thing too, yes. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. The hell? A parcel? I'd be suspicious. That'll get him out of it. Must have been pretty heavy. I think we got our ass. Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I see. It's an interesting justification. Okay, Gao Shun, get out of there. Oh, admiring the paper. Okay, yeah. Pardon? Oh, it's like manga. You're being weird, man. I'm interested in the paper. Oh yeah, the nickname. I like the nickname. Confiscated. Oh, that's what was happening in the very start. Gotcha. Okay. Shoes. As I'm eating my little fucking hamburger. Oh, that's nice of them. Seems like we're building a bit of a literature theme. Because we know how these mysteries work at this point. We're kind of introducing some elements now. Okay. Is this the smut arc? That's crazy. Why would Jinchi have sway over the Emperor? Thank you, Mega. That's a new one. Is it even smut, chat room? Maybe we'll find out eventually. Feel like we're setting up some stuff right now. Oh. I calling somebody's handwriting nice is a really nice compliment. It's also a lot of work. Like, writing out a book like that's crazy. Okay. Okay, people reading. We'll take it. Or those that can. Okay, the plan's working. I wouldn't even know how I'd teach somebody to read and write. I guess if they can, speak, you've got a pretty good chance there. Adorable. Yeah. Muzakashi. Correct. Adorable. That's fantastic. That's just good gear. Going straight for the flowers, huh, Maomao? Interesting. Words I use on a daily basis? Yeah. Hello, goodbye, yes, no. That kind of stuff is normally pretty good. Your name, introducing yourself. Where's the closest bathroom? It's another classic. Oh, somebody's sneaking. Okay. There's some kind of goblin on the loose in the rear palace, I think. Okay. They grow up so fast. Take it for a walk like a dog. We're taking her for a walk. Well, we just saw a goblin is on the loose, so maybe this isn't a good idea. She will teach her some bullshit. $10, huh? I agree. Knowledge is power. So this is just great. I fucking hate this baby. I guess you hate the baby's got a lot going for it and I don't, maybe. Goblin. Goblin alert. Did I hear a meow? Meow meow. Okay, it wasn't a goblin. That's good. What is this cat-on-cat violence? Who is this fucking crazy person? Ah! New named character alert. She's quite dexterous as well. And tall. Or compared to Maomao. Okay, bye. You're clearly somebody of note. Yeah. I mean, it's for the best. Might even scratch you or something. We don't want that. Well, are we gonna boil the cat? I hope not. It does spark questions. Yeah, I'm a bit with the disease angle too, especially around a kid. Oh, like a hot water bottle. Yeah, I bet. I guess it is spring. It'd be, kind of cold still. Whatever you say, Maomao, I'll trust the process. Okay. Oh, it'll hate that. Don't do that. Have I ever mentioned on the channel I'm allergic to cats? I like cats, they just don't like me. Well, my body doesn't like them, I guess. Ugh. Sure. I guess it depends on how young the cat is. This one seems pretty young. Okay. Thanks, Emperor. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so now you've been... Interesting. You're like stuck taking care of this cat. Oh, the episode title, Maomao and Maomao. Yeah, okay. How impressive. I agree. Why are you blushing, Gaoshun? That's pretty good. I like that. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, Gaoshun likes the cat. Okay. Cat lovers in the chat, please confirm, is this true? Cute. Mm-hmm. Pause. You're mega strange. But yeah, that's the natural end of the joke in that scene. I agree. Grand title. That's fantastic. However, Maomao and Maomao. Yeah, I feel like we're towards the end. There's a caravan approaching? Oh, this is fucking blonde hair. Twins? Twins, Basil? An ED. And now these EDs have been sappy as, so look forward to something similar here, I feel. This singing. Sometimes you gotta bring the lights down low a little bit, though. Bro is daydreaming. And he might think he's still dreaming. Oh. Alright, if you're a big, like, shipper type guy, this is probably doing it for you. Indeed. I forget if we were doing next time ons. Let's just do it. Fine, we're here. That little freak was still there. Yeah, okay. Caravan. Sure. I feel like that was largely successful. That was a cool session. Just reintroduce me to the show, I guess. Not much to report, though. Anyway, analysis coming up. Rightio, episode 1 of season 2 of Apothecary Diaries in the book. What did I think? It was delightful. I loved every second of it, albeit not a particularly involved episode, I'll say. But again, as has been the trend with the show, they're probably hiding a lot in plain sight that will become relevant later on. We're going to try to find some inconsistencies and whatnot that could spin off into content. We're going to see. But yeah, I mean, it was nice to just see everybody again. I feel like we panned all the relevant characters at least once. Bar a few, obviously, but yeah, Gyokyo and the gang are there. Jinchi's still himself, still deeply, deeply, madly in love with Maomao, which is cool. Gao Shun's based. Ling Li, the daughter, she's adorable. Yeah, I think that's the stuff we'll take away from the episode. Obviously, the title, Maomao and Maomao. We now have a pet. We now have a little cat friend who obviously reflects Maomao quite a bit as well. The implication being in the dialogue there that she was kind of snuck into the Rear Palace. Again, maybe we'll dive into the origins there a little bit more as we continue. But that's kind of how Maomao got to the Rear Palace, right? She was technically snuck in as well. Big eyes on the design of the cat too. Clearly reflecting that character back at Maomao, you would think, right? We can play off of that and make inferences and analysis and whatnot. There's this general theme of literature in this arc thus far, which has been interesting. I think we're implying as well is that, okay, Emperor's horny, fair enough. He wants everybody to learn how to be, good at, So let's get some books in here, right? Let's get some material. And then from there, Gao Shun and Jinchi find out, and it's like, alright, we probably shouldn't be spreading this stuff too far around, but then Jinchi's like, okay, what if we found something a little bit more tame, and then spread that around, right? And then from there, we're gonna go to one of the ladies in waiting of Gyokyo, whose name is escaping me, Hong Yang maybe? It was one of them. And we're gonna get her to write this thing out, because she's passionate about it for whatever reason, spread it among the servants, and yeah, it's going to improve the rate of literacy in the Vree Palace, which is only a good thing in my book. Learn to read. Knowledge is power. You go, girl. All that kind of stuff, right? Bright young women indeed. So yeah, again, obviously I feel like this is set up for larger stuff as we continue, but for now we're going to say it's a good thing. For now, I think. What else was sus? Not much. I thought there was a goblin around for a minute, but it was actually a little cat, so that's fine. I don't know. There's a caravan incoming with a character design that they looked like twins. Are you two twins? Let me get a good look at you. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, blonde hair, blue eyes. And it seems to be that there's two of them. Twins? I don't know. Is the Emperor horny? Maybe. Chances are high. And yeah, you're in the opening too. You're probably important. And speaking of the opening, we should go back to the very start and have a good look here. A little bit on the underwhelming side this week, but this thing will pick up pace, obviously. But it's nice to just get back in the saddle and be reminded of certain things. And again, from that same perspective, if I'm forgetting anything really, really important, please let me know. Because again, it has been quite a while since I've watched Season 1. I did want to rewatch it at some point in my own time, but what own time is that, really? Don't really have any. Anyway, let's dive back through here. Just before we start this thing as well, I don't have lyrics. It's a Yoasobi opening. Generally, they're pretty indicative, so again, somebody link me lyrics or that kind of thing. I just don't want to go looking around on my own, because you never know what you might find with that kind of stuff. And again, I'll say the same thing I said. It was probably G-Witch, the last Yoasobi opening that I consumed. A little bit on the sick side of that kind of particular group and their musical stylings. It's good though. I liked the song. At least, like, normally your openings are pretty set structure when it comes to the musical side of them. You'll normally hit that chorus and hit that main kind of drive at around that kind of 50-second mark in the opening. Just hit that climax at the right time. Here we kind of go a little bit early, and then it kind of, not meanders, but it kind of stays at a level for a bit, and I thought that was interesting structurally. Hang on, chat room, my sources are telling me that this thing is not by Yoasobi. That's incredible to me. What is a Lilas Ikuta? Or Lilas? Rilas? I don't know what you would say there. Yeah, no, that's another different human. Is it? No, Yoasobi? Hang on. It's one half of Yoasobi. Best known as the vocalist of Yoasobi with producer Ayase. And that's how you learn something new every day, don't you, folks? So yeah, there you go. It kind of was Yoasobi by extension. And Dai Hirai for that ending theme. Obviously, spoilers. Mrs. Green Apple. I do enjoy their music, so that's fun too. I will say if I was ranking them, it's probably that second opening of Season 1. Then it's early days, but let's go Hananina Te next, and then this one. So that's where I stand on things. Alright, first off, we got Maomao doing some hand bullshit. A lot of mirroring and reflections in this opening. We'll continue to follow that as a visual theme throughout, I think. Shuma's like shushes and then points to the sky, pointing to the moon. We get a few transitions there of different locales. Again, always this kind of whirlpool reflection type technique used, I feel. Yeah, a lot of water. Even some of this stuff, I name-checked it during the reaction, but almost MC Escher-esque. Very confusing, like a puzzle that needs to be solved. Dead ends and whatnot. Perfect for a mystery show. Okay, Maomao out into the sunlight, turning around, touching the hair. More sunlight coming through. Wall of mirrors. Fair enough. Almost feels like she's on her own little, like, Alice in Wonderland type adventure here. Like, seated into this seat. The show's being put on for me. Poisonings, as you do with the themes of the show. Lots of poisonings. Lots of Hanakotoba as well, if you were particularly interested in that side of it. Of course, the taste testing aspect too. She's going to sip on that poison. She loves that shit. Bit of a rainbow there too, which we love to see. I mean, yeah, a bit of a ghostly apparition-y effect on those hands too. Yeah, this is definitely giving like Tea Party, Mad Hatter, Alice in Wonderland to me. Yeah, see what I mean? We're like 35 seconds into the opening here, and it seems like we're hitting that big stretch, you know, where you normally get the big explosion. So big old spinny shot, and then characters. We have our Verdigris House ladies here, very, very cool. Obviously very well endowed as well, like most characters in this show, Jinshi included. Pause. Mirror theme coming through here again. We're over at the Jade Pavilion. I think that's where we are. And we see all the girls again, which is nice. Maomao in the mirror. Lingli leading the charge. Spring has sprung. New life. All these lovely themes coming through as well. Gao Shun concerned. Oh, okay, you're just in the opening, aren't you? Okay. This was the character that seems very dexterous. Very flexible. Kind of flew through the air and saved the cat. Maybe even associated with the cat a little bit. The cat gets a collar at some point too. Behind my camera. Look at that. Very cool. We love to see it. Jinshi mogging, of course, as is foretold. And then a few mystery people. A gift from you. A package full of books. Peaches. A younger Jinshi, maybe, and some blooming flowers around him. A hidden door, multiple hidden doors. We've always got Jinshi and Maomao juxtaposed some way in the openings. I believe, kind of in the first one, you have that visual of like Jinshi turning around to look at Maomao while Maomao is contemplating things. Here we have Maomao kind of looking at Jinshi's back. Maybe the secrets that he's hiding, maybe his past, maybe some flashbacky stuff, which is, again, is implied by the rest of the opening, in my opinion. Jinshi, instead of looking over to Maomao here, is looking internally a little bit more, staring off into the middle distance, contemplating, rather than, again, chasing somebody. You know, it feels like we're going to dive deeper on Jinshi and what actually happened there. You know, that kind of side of it, which I'm excited about. I feel like that's been coming too. And again, that's what they're kind of both looking at. Both characters, they're looking at this kind of like flashbacky Jinshi as a young boy type stuff. What are you're contemplating? Like something, a little piece of gold or something. Then you turn to look at a young Jinshi. Yeah, it looks like gold. And then the flowers kind of erupt from there. Yeah, okay. That's a really cool sequence. I love this. Just maybe a little bit of frame by frame here. Yeah. Because obviously you're associated with this flower. We learnt that in the end of last season. Not that I'm remembering what it is, but... And then it's kind of a bunch of bandages. You're almost like magical girl transformation sequencing here through here. If VLC wants to behave at all. Yeah, maybe a little bit of... Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. That's a great sequence. And then, yeah, butterfly, look at the flower, Lao Lan, Li Shu, Li Ha, Li Fa, Gyokyo, all associated with the various flowers. Still got this kind of reflective theme coming through as well. And here's where the reflection theme comes in, right? I thought that this was the same character. You know, we've got a bunch of mirrors of various characters through here, right? You know? And then, oh, you're meant to be like, oh, and then Mama's kind of surprised too. I thought it was the same thing again, but no, there actually is two of them. It kind of delineated here nicely with the colors. So she's kind of cunty. Again, that's par for the course. I feel like we're going to do some absolute BS with the fact that they seem to be identical twins. Like, oh, we're going to swap places a lot or some shit. It seems like, again, the only delineation here is the color of the jewelry, which, again, can just be changed willy-nilly. Every single time I see this character in a mystery show, I'm going to be questioning, which one are you? I feel like that's the direction we're going for sure. Okay, wall of hands, various bullshit. Remember the hairpin? That was very important too. Little frog, hello. Yeah, we love a frog. And yeah, this was kind of that Escher-y stuff. Very cool. Lots of characters, even the Emperor down there. And then, yeah, water surface. A little bit of a bath, maybe? Hey, yo. Yeah, a lot of water reflection kind of theming in the opening, I feel. So yeah, those two are bathing there briefly, and then then we're teaching Xiaolan how to read and write, which is nice. Look at her, she loves it. Oh, this is the new trio. We love this. Yeah, okay, now we're finally into the content. That was wonderful. I actually really like that opening upon analysis. I feel like I found quite a bit. I'm very excited about these new characters, and now seeing what I've seen, you know, yeah. It's just it screams fun. It screams mystery novel to me in a really cool way. I feel like this opening shot and opening sequence is very similar to the opening of season 1. I'm definitely getting that kind of feeling from it all. Just this kind of, bustling street reintroduction to the land and whatnot. Be honest, chat room, how did we find the sub? I thought it was a little bit, how we going? But let me know. Maybe they're all pretty similar. And a really lovely sequence here to start us off. Now, I forget the name of Maomao's mother. But Meowmeow's mother was obviously in here. She was very sickly and whatnot. It was a whole thing. It was basically like a lot of the second core last season was kind of discovering this stuff and poking at Maomao's past a little bit, and it kind of had been implied from the very start of the show in a very cool way. Some of my favorite stuff there for sure. Obviously, we had the sequence with Lacan picking a courtesan, that whole thing, and then the little song. And yeah, again, I was caught off guard by the Lacan face turn, but it's really nice. It's nice that she's out of here. We've opened up the windows. We're airing out the room. We're cleaning it up. Mei's definitely thinking about that side of it, considering Mei's connection to that whole saga as well. I just think like her happily kind of cleaning up and like with a lot of pride there is a great way to reintroduce her as a character here. And very obviously the piece here that she has in her hands is a piece from the little game that they played, with the stones. Yeah, just a little reminder of, what has come before and, the future that they now have together. However short it may be, those two are off and doing their thing. Little happily ever after. We love to see it. Very briefly there, you saw a fire start up and kind of that apparatus that Maomao had. Clearly she's doing the whole perfume thing. And we have Verdigris Madame, or Granny, whatever you want to call her, the old lady. She's counting up that money because she's given a lot of questionable material over to the Emperor, right? Using Maomao as that connection. It's an order from Maomao for some books. Looks like it'll bring in some good money. Again, that's all she's ever been really concerned about. And yeah, through this first sequence, we're just kind of like very quickly being reintroduced back to some characters. Lady Lifa here. Great. Love to see it. Love to see her healthy, of course. Li Shu, and I remember you, the rat. Nah, but she's kind of face-turning too. She's good. Jinchi's still drowning in it, which is good for him, I guess. Now, this is something we note in the dialogue pretty explicitly. We have Lao Lan here that now has a lot of ladies-in-waiting. A lot of little mates. Or like maids? I don't know what we're calling them. A lot of staff. She's got a lot of fucking girls here. There's a lot of there's a lot of shit going on. What is fucking Jinchi say here? This will be difficult, or this will make it difficult for the other ladies to keep their dignity. What is it, a show of power? Maybe. And Lao Lan just as fucking cheery as usual. Remember a really striking sequence from season 1, kind of in the black and white. Clearly a character that is kind of simmering away. We're yet to really take the pot off that one yet and have a good look. You're just here for now, and that's okay. We're letting it cook. I'm broadly seeing a compare this character to Maomao type deal. Something, Jinchi, something. Because again, my implication is that maybe she or her father know about Jinchi's secret, therefore getting in with Jinchi is actually pretty good if you want power, blah, 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 blah. Stuff. I don't know. Something like that. But paraphrased and probably a lot smarter. Oh, that's cute. We have Ling Li here playing with a little plush cat. So clearly interested in that particular kind of animal. Ah, that's adorable. I like that. Gyokyo and Jinchi meet briefly. Kind of Jinchi does his rounds and meets up with everybody. But as he's meeting with Gyokyo, he kind of is only looking for one other person, right? Gyokyo knows that, directs him over to where Maomao is. Smug look over here, very cute. And yeah, Maomao's over here distilling perfume. Seems like on a whim, she just found the equipment and decided it was a good idea. Very Maomao thing to do. Obviously building juxtaposition here with kind of Lifa looking at all the flowers, all the kind of flower language in the rest of the show. We now have Maomao, the point of difference. All the ladies here looking very opulent and whatnot, displays of power. Beauty, and then Maomao not giving a fuck, sweating it up, making that perfume, doing what she loves to do, that apothecary type shit. Yeah, very pointed that she's melting down the flowers as opposed to admiring them. But yeah, you could read into that for sure. This indicator here as well, these are the leftover roses I prepared when making the blue roses the other day. The blue roses were deeply involved in the Lacan business. This is clearly not too long after that whole saga, I would say. Not too long after the whole kind of moonlight dance on the wall type deal as well. Wasn't that the whole deal there as well? Meimei sent the dress and Meimei said that, like, you should wear this when I get married. That's all very cute too. I feel like that's what it's been a long time. Bear with me. Here's another thing. Probably after this session, I should re-download season 1 because I deleted it because my computer's always out of space. But yeah, I should have that on hand to go back and look for things if need be. Jinchi being a little bit of a tsundere aside, we now have the next important part here. We're keeping the Gyokyo pregnancy on the hush-hush, to the point where I didn't even remember it was a thing until now. Even the quack doctor over there, he's a bit of a blabbermouth, don't tell him. We don't want to put anybody in danger. Remember what kind of... There's a lot of suspicion of poisoning last time that there was a, potential heir on the horizon. I don't trust people, says Maomao. Let's just keep this on the hush-hush. And again, that's part of the reason why she's doing the perfuming stuff over here, because some give off fumes that may terminate a pregnancy, cause a miscarriage, cause birth defects. I don't know, but like, hey... Probably not a good idea. I'm going to trust Maomao on this shit. At that same point, we also have Maomao distilling some alcohol into a bit of a cleaning product. Again, I'm only noting all of this stuff because the structure of last season was very much like, here's esoteric ancillary detail. Oh, it comes back. It's very important. So I'm trying to note a lot of this stuff early on so that I'm keeping it in the memory for later, I guess. A lot of talk of disinfecting in the episode in general, especially with Ling Li around, like a, 3 or 4 year old, it maybe seems like she is. Very curious, touching a lot of things. I want to keep things sanitary. I want to keep her away from animals that could carry potential diseases. Lots of stuff like that coming through here. It reads a little bit flaggy that something may happen there, especially considering how cute that child is. We may be very mean and may do something to that child. I'm just keeping it in mind. Apparently in the West, they use that kind of cleaning product quite a bit. Jinchi goes to talk about her father, who may have some experience in that kind of subject. Before this mysterious package is delivered, it is the books from the intro that the Verdigris house people were dealing with. And of course, Jinchi's curious. Maomao makes the mistake of saying it's from home. And then Jinchi's like, oh, more details about Maomao. I'd love to learn. And again, he's like a kid in a candy store. You can't fucking... He's all very handsy. We don't like it. And then we say it's undergarments, but it's very heavy, so that kind of excuse doesn't fly. And we find out it's a bunch of books of dubious origin, let's say. I will say, from an animation point of view, we're about hitting that standard that the first season had, I would say. Obviously, first season had its standard episodes that were really quite impressive. We've gone into them. This is just, it feels like a standard episode of the show. No downgrade, no huge upgrade, just kind of good. Just good thus far. And yeah, season 1 had its rough episodes too, I will say. Especially towards the second half, they were kind of like, not phoning it in, but kind of keeping their budget for important stuff. Okay, so Maomao's explanation here. Okay, so most of the women in the rear palace are virgins, right? But if called upon by the emperor or somebody else that may possess power, it's pitiful if they don't know what they're doing. So, let's spread around a few Kama Sutra-like books to explain some stuff, right? Give them some ideas, get their minds racing. And yeah, pausing and look at some of these illustrations here. Even the girls that can't read may get something out of this kind of stuff. She's being very, what's the word? Oh, like I'm hiding, and then I'm hiding. Ooh, how racy. Very cool. And yeah, Maomao is being a little bit entrepreneurial as well. So I thought that the Emperor said, yeah, order a bunch of these. No, Emperor said order a few, because he likes to read the material too. He likes people in his circle to read the material too as well. But no, I ordered a little bit more than I should have, and just hoped that I could expand my market and spread this kind of stuff out, but I was discovered by Jinshi. I know it's quite hard for you guys to see here a little bit. Maybe I should, hang on, do this. Can I do this? Maybe not like that, hang on. Can you guys see what's going on there? She's like fucking riding a tree. And there's a turtle watching. What is this weird kink? I don't understand. Okay, that's odd. Sure. And yeah, Gao Shun reading intently and then saying, oh, the book itself is quite well made, instead of looking at the material, is very funny. So yeah, obviously this is a no-go, but Jinchi seems pretty interested in the material. Curious considering he's a eunuch, right? Anyway, park that. We could keep a copy for you if you'd like, Jinchi. And yeah, Jinchi says that he'll let it slide this time, but he wants to know where you got the material so he can potentially purchase some more books. Maybe not quite as explicit, but you know. And then yeah, Gao Shun comes down. This is too risque. Let's confiscate this. Let's censor it a little bit. And yeah, Meowmeow's kind of left in the lurch there a little bit. Next up, we have our favorite character, Zhao Lan. We love this character. We, that's me and you, both love this character. Right? That's a threat, by the way. Who is reciting something from some novel that has been kind of read to her by one of her little mates or something. Somebody that can read. She's very inspired and kind of gives Hopeless Romantic a little bit too. And yeah, Meowmeow kind of ruins it. She says like horse shit at the wrong time or something. And yeah, this is where I get a little bit confused. I'm kind of like, okay, now it seems like we have this almost like romance novel that's kind of spreading throughout the land a little bit, right? There's only about 100 copies here at the moment. You guys have it. Certain servants have it. But like, there's general theme of literature. People are reading, you know, that kind of stuff, right? Seems very romantic is the vibe. And this is the vibe too. It seems very populist, right? It's not very refined among the upper class. I can't imagine that Lao Lan or somebody like that is reading it. Instead, you know, it seems like even the girls that can't read, it seems like it's very like, it's selling a lot of copies. It's not winning any awards, I guess, which is an interesting thing to note in a, I guess, story with so much inequality, I guess. I've kind of seeing that as a vibe, this being a populist novel. And yeah, it seems like Jinchi has bought from the source that Maomao suggested as well. And this I thought was of note as well. Lord Jinchi probably requested it from the Emperor. Now again, would Jinchi have the power with the way that you're currently considering him, right, to ask the Emperor to print 100 high-quality books, right? Or, like, have them, order them in, whatever the process is there. Would he have that much sway? And again, remind me, but I feel like Maomao knows, but she's not letting herself know yet. You know what I mean? She's like, that was a whole theme from season 1, right? The whole blooming flower type idea. Like, hey, I can keep all this stuff hidden inside, or I can use my talents, I can use my deduction, use my hunches, and save people. Use my talents. Or I can just coast by and not die and not get discovered and all this other bullshit, right? Feel like a little bit of that is still going on even now with Jinchi. And yeah, Maomao's still like querying everything, but I feel like she ends up in this scene on the, oh, we had a conversation about upping literacy rates for the women in the Rear Palace. Maybe this is Jinchi's ultimate plan in doing so. Keep that in mind. It seems like Maomao is almost resigning herself to the fact of this is upping literacy rates as opposed to whatever other scheme it could be. We'll see. And yeah, this is Ailan. Excuse me, I think I said the wrong name before. She has beautiful handwriting, and we're tasking her to write some copies, right? Spread this thing around. You may think it's kind of like, okay, we got so many copies, but there's just kind of the 4 of us here. We want to spread the story, considering how much we love it. Hey, why not put her to task? And yeah, from here, the book is spreading throughout the inner palace. More people trying to learn how to read. Evidence or proof is in the pudding there with Zhao Lan in the next scene, right? Also, I think I said during the reaction, or at one point during this video, I said, oh, Maomao still belongs to Jinchi. I feel like that stopped again and she's back with Gyokyo. But it's potato to me, I feel like. It's like the same shit. And yeah, Zhao Lan here has a lot of determination, which we like to see. She wants to learn to read and write. She's considering her own future. Look at her, she's just adorable. And a bit of pride here from Maomao as well, which I like to see. Like Zhao Lan is like she spent so much time writing it, it would be a cheat if I was to just have it read to me, right? I have this copy, I want to read it myself. I don't want to do the easy way, I want to do the hard work. Maomao fucking loves that shit. She froths that shit, man. Look at her. Yeah, and a head pat for good measure. Yeah, so we get to writing, starting with names. Again, they're writing in Japanese. Thoughts? Are they? Let me have a look. I feel like this is like a... That's a Japanese symbol, no? Because again, isn't the vibe that a lot of kanji are Chinese characters? So, I don't know how realistic this is. I just know that they're not writing in English, put it that way. And again, determination is the word I'll use again. Even though her name is difficult to write, I'm going to try to learn regardless. And then the joke here is that Maomao's writing a bunch of bullshit, like a kind of, you know, alchemy items and like flowers and stuff that would be relevant to her but aren't relevant to everyday life. It'd be like teaching somebody English and starting with the word like, I don't know, DualShock 4, just because it's on my table there. Yeah, no. Don't start with DualShock 4. How about hello? That's a good start. Then I was a little bit concerned. We cut out of that scene. It's a dark and stormy night. And yeah, we see this perspective in between this building. There's a little gremlin of sorts. And yeah, that character there is definitely the same character, right? That's that character design that comes through later on. And yeah, straight out of that scene, we're now taking Ling Li on a walk. She's been granted permission to do so. Very nice, Emperor, thank you. And yeah, she's growing up. She's getting curious. You know, kids, they love fucking going outside and looking at new shit. Especially somebody that's probably been as kind of walled up and pampered as, you know, royalty, essentially. And yeah, she also has an entourage. We have 2 bodyguards, as well as Hong Yang and Maomao here, so hey, that seems like a pretty good gang to protect your child. And yeah, that's part of the reason why she needs permission to walk as well. The Emperor's lost a lot of children, right? We don't want to be letting you go outside and experience all these new things and something bad happen. We want to be protective there, right? But yeah, we're taking the entourage up, but you still need to see the world. I also like Gyokyo here, right? Maomao, can you teach Ling Li some stuff while you're out there, right? Just mention a few things. Because I know that knowledge is power. I know that this child has a target on their head, and I want to protect them as much as possible. I know that Maomao is good too. I know that Maomao knows her shit. Is also very cautious. Like a good person to pair with this child overall, right? I feel like this is just very smart. Specifically here, we don't even know where she might marry in the future, right? You know, it's the same way that you've been uprooted and taken to many different places. That kind of experience will be good for this child. And yeah, Maomao's very observant. Obviously the kid's just loving life, but Maomao's looking around at everybody else and seeing how they react to the princess. Some of them think that she's adorable. Some of them are a little bit, you know, how you going? Bit respectful, that kind of thing. Just nervous. And then a few are bitchy about it. To like a 4-year-old. Get a grip, basically. I guess Maomao is appreciating the naivete of youth and genuine youth here, right? Like, she doesn't know what all these looks mean yet. She doesn't read the subtext in any of it. She doesn't even know that she's from power. Eventually, this child will grow up and understand all this stuff, but it's nice here in the moment that we don't need to consider such things. And yeah, how do you... Look at how cute the kid is, man. Loving the flowers, the primrose. Oh, and then you hear it in the audio. We hear a little cat meow, and nobody else kind of hears it, but you do. Super hearing, oh my god, superpowers. Yeah, and immediately she's off and going. Heard the cat in there, wants to crawl into the fucking little crawl space to find the cat. Probably shouldn't let the princess go in there. Maomao goes instead. And this is what I'm talking about, like kitten character design. That just looks like Maomao is like a fucking cat. It just does. It's all in the eyes, right? Look, big blue eyes there, big blue eyes there. Like, how can you miss that? And yeah, we task Maomao to catch said kitten, which doesn't go so well. It kind of vaults off Maomao's head, straight over towards the princess before being caught by a mysterious character that seems very fast and dexterous, as I've said multiple times. So yeah, you seem fun, very Genki. From the opening, it seems like you eventually associate with Maomao and Xiaolan. From uniform. From the clothing she's wearing, she's definitely a servant, or of the servant class, I guess. So, another one to watch there. You seem important. I'm not quite sure how to put it yet, but sure. Now I'm also being reminded this is the one and only image that I've seen, or one of the one and only images I've seen of this season, this one frame here, because it was the thumbnail for the trailer for season 2. So, I've seen this image before. I forgot that there was a cat in it, though. So yeah, she seems very competent, but also be aware that this is the same character that saw the cat last night. So there could be a little bit of a plan there. I don't know how serious we're going to take all this shit. And yeah, of course, the kid here is fucking... I want to touch the cat. I'm obsessed with cats. The cat's cute. But the cat also carries diseases. It's dirty. Its claws are sharp. I can't let it touch the princess. Which, of course, causes her to fucking go full tantrum. And yeah, from here, we just kind of care for the cat for a bit. It's kind of the only real relevant thing that happens in the rest of the episode, really. We're just kind of learning more and more about the cat. And caring for it and stuff. I guess the first question Maomao goes to is like, how did this thing get here? Because we don't really have pets here. I guess it just got snuck in. Maybe there's a greater mystery there about why the cat's even here. Again, maybe I'm projecting too much as well. And it seems like, for the record, the quack doctor knows his stuff. Like, he had a cat before and that whole jazz. There was a bit of a backstory about him too that now I've forgotten. Maybe his family was important or something to that effect. Again, it has been a while. And yeah, Maomao is very astute here. We're going to use a little bit of animal intestine. Instead of for sausaging, we're going to use it as a proto-nipple. Pause. And yeah, that's how we're going to feed it the milk. And again, I've kind of referenced this already, but again, we've got this kind of like poor, really thin creature that needs a lot of nurture and care that has kind of been snuck into the rear palace somehow. That is also named Maomao. I think you see what I'm saying here, right? These characters are reflecting each other. Oh yeah, look at this fucking guy. He's definitely smitten about the kitten as well, much like Gao Shun is. They're definitely cat lovers. I did like the implication here as well, like the Emperor's like a doting dad. Normally we probably shouldn't keep the kitten, but you know, my daughter really wants the kitten. It's made that like, you know, I want to do good by her. I want to like make her happy. It's a nice look for the Emperor, I guess, who's been a character of a lot of mystery thus far. He cares for his family, at least, or at least this family. And yeah, Maomao's kind of in its care, or caring for it, I guess I should say. Feeding it, bathing it, all sorts of nonsense, naming it eventually. It even gets its own little litter box here, which is cool. And yeah, this is why Gao Shun's all blushy. He's a cat lover too. So him and the quack doctor are working together in a pretty cool way. Jinchi doesn't know he's a cat lover until he thinks about Maomao, and then he knows he's a cat lover, which again, could mean nothing, or he's deeply, deeply, madly, pathetically in love with Maomao. Do like this joke here where we're talking about the gender of the cat, and if it was a male, I would have had to neuter it, like a eunuch, but kind of like a, and you know what I mean. Where's the part where he just like sniffs the cat? That was odd. Okay, before he goes full sniff mode, I guess I should talk about this. It's kind of a faux recap as well of the first season, where Maomao is explaining cat lovers, like, as explained by somebody else. So let's go back here. According to cat lovers, it's the mystery of not knowing what they're thinking that makes them charming. Just watching them becomes so captivating that you can't look away. Season 1 stuff, very cool. Eventually you feel like touching them, even though they're usually indifferent. It's frustrating that they only warm up to you when food is given. Oh, that's fun too. And when it gets to that point, it seems people just give up. And then yeah, full cat lover. Don't know about the sniffing part. That's just... like, the cat's hating it too. Look at the tail. That's normally not a good sign, right? So again, he's projecting his feelings for Maomao onto that cat and then caring for it accordingly. Read into that how you will. And yeah, the cat's also pulling its weight. It's exterminating the rats around the, you know, what do we call it here? The ingredient place. Medical storage. There you go. Very cool. And yeah, I think we have some Japanese stuff going on here. Obviously, this reads Maomao. This would read Maomao as a result, obviously with different kanji to the character Maomao, right? They're both called Maomao, but different spellings is my point, with different sets of meaning. Very cool. And then, yeah, we must tidy up quickly, for there is a caravan arriving. Now, a caravan, it's bringing things... No, through the land. Is it things that are going to permanently be here? Like this particular piece of cargo? This one here and that one there? These two? Are they here to stay, or are they here for a short time? Hard to say. I don't know. And again, I've gone into my theory here. Obviously, these two characters look very similar. We're going to play with that fast and loosely. Now, for this ED, I don't really have much for you. It's very, very gushy-wushy, lovey-lovey, dovey-dovey, ginchy, Meowmeow, kiss-kiss, love-love, good time, yay. Thought this part was sweet where he's kind of daydreaming. I thought that was neat. Without lyrics, I don't really have all that much to tell you. It's all just very kiss already, you know? And yeah, I don't really want to reflect too much on the next time on, but it seems like we're going to deal with whatever that caravan has going on. Largely successful. Loved my time here. Few little hints here and there, more than I thought. That opening was full of stuff too. Excited at the prospect of these twins showing up. Twins, Basil. Very cool. Other than that, it's just more of the show. Seems of it's a general high quality. Hopefully it's making a ton of money for everybody involved, so they can keep making it. Yeah, this thing's great. 2 thumbs up. Probably 2 episodes next week, but again, we'll play it by ear. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Comment, Discord, like the video. I'll see ya. Thank you. Bye.